Coming up on the Geno Auriemma Show, presented by UConn Health.
They can either leave here scared or confident.
Progression through the program.
Has Crystal's progress exceeded your expectations?
No.
Who is developing at a good rate and who needs to speed up the process?
Her shooting percentage, I think, is like 13%.
Why is that, do you think?
Last I checked, it's because the ball doesn't go in the round thing.
Also, we go behind closed doors in Geno Wired.
Dribble, 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 go up there and throw something crazy when you got guys standing there wide open. That's the stuff you do when you don't trust anybody else on your team to make a shot.
And in Geno On, overused basketball terms.
Stay on your feet. Well, you're always on your feet. and his feet left the floor. He's an idiot.
All that and more on the Geno Auriemma Show.
Welcome to the Geno Auriemma Show. And Geno, the theme for this show is progression and how your current players are progressing through your system. So let's start with the freshmen. Where do you think they are? Are they on track, ahead of schedule, behind where they should be?
Where do I think they are? I don't know. I was hoping they leave like breadcrumbs, like Hansel and Gretel, you know, so I could find them. But right now there's no clues to where they are. They kind of keep moving, you know, like this. And I wish I could say definitively, here's where they are, but they've taken some steps forward, some back. Like, how'd you guys get into this school? Like 3 times in a row now that our freshmen are standing right here. If I wanted you to stand right here, I would have put those X's right here. During one of those, let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that they can contribute. That's kind of where we are.
They haven't hit the dreaded freshman wall yet, have they?
I think in October. You know, I think they hit that
early?
wall. Yeah, in October, and they, you know, keep banging their head against that wall. They haven't moved that much. Yesterday, the freshmen, 3 of them were All-Americans. For about 2 hours, they looked like they had never played basketball before. Sometimes freshmen are funny. Like when they don't have a lot of success right away, which is what they're used to, I think they almost resign themselves to, well, we're like really, really good, and the guys in front of me are really, really good, so I guess I just gotta wait. What I want is I want them to come every day and go, Coach, here's why you need to play me. I'm gonna show you why.
Megan Walker, we've kind of kept an eye on her today. She has to feel like it's a step back since she's being iced here by her head coach.
In the Cincinnati game, Megan and Michaela Coombs didn't play as much. Megan only played 6 minutes. Was there something in that game that she did that disappointed you or made you rethink having her play?
There's always things that happen during the course of the game, and you always have to evaluate, okay, what does that mean? Does that mean that someone just missed something and then you have to handle it one way? Does that mean that someone keeps missing the same thing over and over and over again? Then you got to handle it a different way? Does that mean, well, I don't think this person wants to accept the fact that they keep missing things. So they're going to have to watch and see what I'm talking about.
So there was something missed.
There's always something missed, but I didn't like their reaction to what was missed. That's all.
Going off that topic, how are your freshmen progressing body language and confidence-wise? We know that body language is a big thing for you.
Yeah, it is. I talk to a lot of people and I hear a lot of things about how coaches can give players confidence. I don't know. I guess they can. I think coaches can give people that have some confidence even more confidence to be even better. I don't believe in that. Well, I stayed at a Holiday Inn, so now I can perform brain surgery. No, you really can. You really can. I think you can do this when you're totally unprepared to do it. So you can't give someone the confidence to do something when they're totally unprepared for it. So I think it varies, and that's what I mean. I think some days they come, you know, and they're all lovey-dovey and they're great and everything's going great and they feel like $1 million. And then for whatever reason, the next day, they don't have the same kind of success and they just go, oh well. You know, Gabby was there as a freshman, and Kia was not. Lou and Fisa were not there as a freshman. They played, and they contributed right away. And Christo a little bit. Everybody's different. You know, some come and they're going to fight for what they want. And others are going to be like, whatever.
Well, is there anything about the freshmen ahead of schedule?
Well, let's put it this way. If they did, they'd be playing more. You know, people are under this impression that Coach Auriemma, he always has a short bench. He only plays 7 players. Matter of fact, he'd probably like to play 5 and never have to sub. That's such a dumb statement. No coach wants to be sitting there going, oh my God, I only have 5 or 6, you know, even 7. Every coach would love to have at least 8, maybe even 9 that you can count on. Coaches don't decide who plays and who doesn't. Players decide who plays and who doesn't. If a player wants to play, they play. They do whatever they have to do to play. That's it, no matter what. And the ones that don't play a lot, that's a decision. There's got to be a certain consistency of effort. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, well, we want UConn to win every game, but we want to play players that aren't any good or that don't play hard. Those two things don't go together. You know, I really want that car, but I really don't have a lot of money. Can I still have it anyway? Sorry. It's not the way the world works. Everybody's got to try to be like really cute, off the bounce. You know, like whatever happened with the dribble. The one that we all use that's kind of stupid is stay on your feet. Well, you're always on your feet. What you mean is stay on the floor. So guys go, can't believe he left his feet. No, he didn't. He took his feet with him. He jumped up in the air and he's a dope. You know? Him and his feet left the floor. He's an idiot. Everybody talks about, like, we got to be tougher. You know, we got to play with more energy. Things that you used to think were just givens. If you're going to play, you need to play a certain way. You don't have to coach those. The worst thing you can say to a coach after you beat their ass, the worst, is you go up and you shake hands with them and go, yo, your kids play really hard, man. And that guy just wants to choke you right there on national television. And he knows he can't. Because that's the biggest insult ever to a coach. Yo, your kids play really hard, man. Because that should be like a given. So you're telling me that's the best thing about my team is we play hard? So yeah, if you really want to kill a coach after a game sometimes, just go, yo, your guys play really hard, man. Whew. Just hurry up and keep walking, though.
Out of your sophomores, who has progressed at a good rate since arriving on campus?
Well, it kind of goes like this. Somebody like Molly was a really hard worker when she got here, and it works even harder than before she got here, probably. So there's probably no one in our program that works harder. She is struggling with other issues relative to what's happening on the court that are causing some issues for her. But in terms of how hard she works, I mean, there's other players on our team, if they work that hard, they play a lot more.
Okay, we got to layup.
Kyla, she's starting to understand, here's my role, here's how I can fill my role, and here's what's expected of me. And what ended up happening was early on last year, especially, and early part of this year, I think Kyla was like, well, if I just do what Gabby does, I'll play a lot more. If I try to score as much as Fisa does, I'll play more. And then she realized, well, I'm not Gabby and I'm not Fisa. So I'm going to have to be good at what I am and what does this team need me to be? And she has really figured that out.
You have said that you love light bulb moments. Do you think Kyla had a light bulb moment there?
Maybe, but was it a 25 watt or was it a 100 watt? I guess we'll see, huh? That's the way to pay attention. Don't be calling offense. First look to see who's open. Best time to get a three is off an offensive rebound. Offensive rebound, kick out, we're looking for a quick three.
Has Crystal's progress exceeded your expectations?
No. No. No.
You expected it?
No. When we recruited her, I said, you know, this kid's going to be an All-American point guard. Last year, what I saw was stretches where she was. And then stretches where... Your first two shots at Connecticut. An air ball and a 50-footer. Seriously? Very, 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 very few freshmen have ever come to this program at this level and come in and right away from the first practice to the last as freshmen have been able to have people go, wow, I didn't know that kid was a freshman. So she acted like a freshman a lot of times last year. And just enough times to make you think, wow, I think this kid, if she ever puts it together. And that's where she is right now. And she's not happy with herself, which is even better. After the South Carolina game, she said to me, I played lousy. I go, well, you actually just shot lousy. There's a big difference between you shot lousy and you play lousy. Kids today are like, ooh, if I make a lot of shots, I played great. Not necessarily. You know, she played a hell of a game against South Carolina. She just didn't make any shots.
Azurá Stevens has had 2 years practicing, but she's only been playing for this season because of the transfer rules. So is she at where you think she would be at this point?
No.
Why not?
Because, get him! I don't think anybody all last year ever said, hey Z, what the hell is that? So she got to play like, woohoo! Nobody's paying attention to me. Coach is busy with these guys. Well, now everything she does is being scrutinized. And she realizes this is really hard here at Connecticut. And having a great game on Saturday, that doesn't buy you any, like, get out of jail cards free on Monday. You know, you play great on Saturday, okay, now you have to earn it again Monday and Tuesday and again Wednesday night's game. And for Z, we talk about this all the time, her identity is like, I make shots. I make shots. Well, now her shooting percentage is like lower than my GPA in math, which it was easier to find Bin Laden to find my GPA in math. That's how bad I was. So her shooting percentage, I think, is like 13%.
Why is that, do you think?
Last I checked, it's because the ball doesn't go in the round thing.
I know, but I was just wondering if there's anything mechanically or...
Nope. Nope. There's nothing mechanical. She shoots it the exact same way. You know what's not working?
What?
So in her mind, I'm missing shots. So because I'm missing shots, the one thing I'm really, really good at, I'm not good at. Now Coach Auriemma, he wants me to be really good at the things I'm already not good at. So I have nothing to hang on to. Hey, look, me personally, like when I coach a kid that I know is a good shooter, I don't care how many shots they take, provided they do all the other stuff.
Coming into this season, you talked a lot about the mix of the supporting cast. You weren't concerned about your starting five. You said you knew where you were at with them.
For you older guys, you guys got to keep an eye on everything that's going on, and you got to make sure that these other guys are constantly where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there, and doing it exactly the way they're supposed to be doing it.
So is the supporting cast where they need to be as we look at the later parts of the season?
No. No, I was hoping we'd be a lot further along with that, but we're not. But we'll see. You never know. You never know. Things could change like in 2 weeks. But right now, if you ask me, like, would you be comfortable putting a bunch of those guys in a huge game in the NCAA tournament? Don't know yet. Not sure. What can happen on our team is guys don't want or don't know how, okay, or aren't going to learn how to play together, because all you're thinking of is, when I get it, I want to try to score. And what we end up with is just something other than what basketball is. The mentality has to be, we play 5-on-5 and we play together and we help each other get shots. That we don't just work hard to get our own shots. When you have to work that hard to get your own shot, dribble, 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 go up there and throw something crazy when you got guys standing there wide open. Okay? That's the stuff you do when you don't trust anybody else on your team to make a shot. You can work hard to get a play for somebody else, that's fine. You want to get it and dribble 4 times and then get in there and shoot over 2 people? No, that's not acceptable. Never has been. And there's the wrong way to play basketball and there's the right way to play basketball. Do the things that you're good at until you get better at the other stuff. But the stuff that you're good at, you need to be like really good at. Okay? And tomorrow, we'll be a lot better than we were today. For sure. Okay? Let's go. Together. 1, 2, 3. Together.
Let's move on to your juniors. As you look at Katie Lou, is she where she should be as far as her whole career goes at Connecticut?
I think so. I mean, every year she's added something to her game, you know. And in reality, that's what you want. You know, you want someone to, wherever they start, to build on it. And I think it's our job as coaches, and it's the players' job, really, in the off season, to look at their game and say, okay, you know, we need to add this to your game, and you need to focus more on this part of your game. And I think Lou has done that. You know, I think freshman year she thought, well, here's my role. I stand in this spot. When the ball comes to me, I shoot it. And now she wants to play basketball. She wants to be a basketball player at both ends of the floor and get a lot done. She was all jumping up and down after the South Carolina game, bragging to me about her 8 rebounds. So.
Well coached.
I don't know about that. Well motivated to get better.
What about Nafisa?
Nafisa's having a great year compared to most people. Compared to Nafisa last year, she's probably looking at herself going, what's wrong with me? You're trying to remind her all the time that what you did last year was superhuman. Nobody makes every shot that they take for 5 months. But we're encouraging her more to take more shots from the perimeter, because obviously, you know, everybody knows when she catches a ball anywhere around the basket, she's pretty much going to score. So people are really working a lot harder to take that away from her. But they can't do both. They can't take her perimeter game away and her inside game away. And I don't worry about Fisa.
As for your seniors, let's start with Kia Nurse. Has she matured in her 4 years here?
Yeah.
I want to go the other way. Is it just turn into double?
Say that again?
So if I'm the person who comes off, has the ball to make the pass and there's nothing here, is it just turn into double and that's it?
To go over to the other side. I really think her growth had to come more so in, how do I keep my emotions under control? The Notre Dame game, her freshman year at Notre Dame, she couldn't speak. I called her over to the sideline one time and I asked her a question, and she went, and nothing came out. And she was playing pretty well. And I said, what's wrong with you? And she had this look on her face like, she was so amped up and so riled up about the game.
Wow.
And in the South Carolina game the other day, you know, on the road, 18,000, she came over and she's just sitting there like this, nodding her head. Everything's calm. She's not a care in the world. I got this. So her growth has come that way, as opposed to, you know, she shoots it better, she drives it better, she does this, she does that.
What about Gabby?
I don't remember Gabby ever not playing better than anybody on the floor in any big game that we've played. She almost sets the tone for everything that's going to happen. And there are players that she plays against that, even though they've played against her before, they're just constantly shocked at what she can do and how much she frustrates some other players on other teams. So when she's in that zone that she gets in, it's almost like the rest of our team just goes, and their eyes light up and they go, this is going to be a good day.
Gabby and Kia will likely leave here as pros. Do you think they leave Connecticut as adults?
Young adults. I don't think anybody's quite 100% prepared for what's coming next. But I hope that they leave here in a whole different place than when they got here. And I hope they leave here looking forward to what's coming next. I think sometimes when players get to be seniors, they panic because what's coming next is so unknown. And for 4 years, they've known exactly what they're going to do every day, exactly where they are every day. And now they're worried that next year, everything is new, everything's different, they're on their own. So they can either leave here scared or confident. And I'm certain they're going to leave here confident.